young and goes into a marriage and has kids when they're like 18, 19, 20. A year into the relationship, it gets really, really abusive. Even though it might be rare from what you guys think.
It is.
If it would happen, what would you recommend for those people? Would they divorce, or do you want them to keep going in the relationship?
Keep going.
You can't divorce. That's not a real thing.
Even though it might be like physically abusive?
You gotta endure. People are too.
You want to stick into the
People
relationship?
are
physical
just.
abuse?
I mean, look, people
I'm gonna be
nowadays
honest.
are just.
For anyone
Situation.
that might be in that situation, what would you recommend?
Okay,
Do you
here's
think
I'll
that-
tell
would
you
they
what
give up
I'll tell you what
divorce?
it is such an extreme example that I can't give a prescription for what other people should do.
What about if two people get married, they have a kid, and then the wife starts cheating? Do you think they should divorce?
Absolutely. Jesus himself said in cases of adultery, divorce is
So you think that
permissible.
divorce is worse than physical abuse?
For the children?
Or cheating, sorry.
What's up, y'all? My name is Tay. All I gotta say is, you guys, this came as a shock to me. My friend sent me this, and I watched this like 3 times just to make sure I heard this correctly, and I was shocked. I think the thing that bothers me the most about this is you have all these grown people, 26 and plus to 30, talking like this. And then you know what's also sad? You have millions of people watching these podcasts, and this is the information you're giving to young kids. Wow. Somebody take their mics away now. Now, if you don't know who I am, I counsel men and women. I deal with people with trauma, suicide survivors, mental health, all the above. You can think of it. I have clients all around the world, men and women. I just want to say, from being in a domestic violence situation and working with people who have been in that, I would never in a million years recommend a woman to sit with a man who cheats on her or sit with a man who pounds on her. Because that is not love, okay? And the thing that's wrong with this generation is you guys keep trying to normalize things that do not need to be normalized. And I really get bothered at people who have never been in these situations and don't know the severity of it and what it does to your mind mentally, speaking on these things like they know everything. And the reason why I say that is because we know the trauma, the PTSD, and what happens to your brain psychologically when you get beat and you constantly get beat. You're in survival mode constantly. Do you know it takes 2 to 3 years to heal from an abusive relationship? Do you know that? So the fact that we're encouraging men and women to stay with one another when they're not good for each other, yes, Blueface and Krishan, stay together, work it out, pound each other down. How about, you know what, why don't you, one of you guys off another on accident? Let's encourage that. Are we serious, you guys? Are we not thinking before we speak? I really can care less if people don't like the way that I speak or get upset at what I'm about to say, but I'm really tired of this. It's okay for men to cheat. It's okay for men to cheat. All you guys are doing is telling men it's okay for them to do things like that, and you guys are normalizing something that shouldn't be normalized. I've said this over and over and over again. If you cannot be with one person, stay single or get into a polyamorous relationship. It's simple. Y'all are too grown to be out here cheating on people. You are too grown to be out here not being able to have a backbone, because that's what it is, to speak to your girl and say, hey, this ain't working. It ain't cutting it. And a lot of you women need to let your partners tell you, I don't like you no more. I want somebody else. I'm not understanding why we can't have open and honest discussions, but we're in grown adult relationships. Make it make sense, y'all. I love you guys, but it's like we're not thinking right now. And the reason why I'm a firm believer that there's men out here that don't freaking cheat, Chance the Rapper, Russell Wilson. Like, are you guys not looking at certain men who don't cheat? There's men in my family who haven't cheated. There's men I've known who haven't cheated. And I know there's going to be a lot of men, well, you don't know this, you don't know that. If you think every man's a dog, then that's your idea of men, okay? And that's really sad that you guys are so close-minded. You don't think there's anybody out here that doesn't cheat. That's so sick. This is why I say social media corrupts people's minds so bad to the point where everybody thinks there's no good people out here. That's sad. So why are we normalizing things like this? This is corrupting people's minds. This is making people think that this type of stuff is okay. And the reason why I'm speaking on this is because there was a time where I had a young girl contact me and she said, hey, Taylor, I just want to ask you a simple question. I'm really young. And she said, should I stay with my partner? We've been in a domestic violence situation. It was the first time it happened, and I'm okay to speak about this. I've already talked to her about this. Y'all, she sent me pictures and he put her in the hospital. Imagine me as a therapist telling her, stay with him. Endure it. You guys would look at me like, girl, are you crazy? And what happens if he offs her? Then what? That's on me for giving that little girl advice, because she took my advice, cared about what I had to say, and used it to her life. And now she's gone. Now, it might be dramatic to use that as an analogy, but really think about that. That's what these people are doing, because there's young kids watching this and going, yep, cheating's fine. Yep, abuse is fine. Get out of here, you guys. And then Chase being a man of God. Are you serious? Now, I don't believe in divorces. I understand where they're coming from with that. But I'm sorry, if it's getting to the point where somebody's harming you, they don't love you. I have never seen a person love somebody who wants to put them in harm's way. Let me black your eyes. I love you, baby. You're going to convince me that for reals, you guys? And it's so sad that there's nobody on this table that even spoke their mind against that. That is crazy. This generation, y'all have lost your marbles. I'm here to tell you guys, I might advocate for men, but ladies, I don't condone cheating. I don't condone cheating. No man should have you sitting there looking at yourself different in the mirror. No man should have you making yourself think you're not worthy of love, and vice versa for you men. So if you have these people telling you, oh, just take it, every man cheats. You guys, it's so irritating at this point. Everybody's so negative. Everybody wants to be so toxic. Does anybody want to heal? Does anybody want to help anymore? Like, y'all, this is getting chaotic. I'm so shocked at this video. I really am. And that one guy in the corner saying that you are a P word or whatever if you leave. I wish somebody would call a woman a P word for leaving a guy because she doesn't want to endure abuse. Wow. I thought we were supposed to care more about one another, you guys. I thought the whole goal was to get men and women back together. I thought the whole goal is to stop hurting each other. I don't know what you guys think I'm doing with my platform, but that's what I want. I come from a family, like my grandparents loved each other. And I seen that growing up. So that's what I want for future people. And I know it's not going to be perfect, you guys. We make mistakes, things happen, we're all growing, we're all learning, but we can try. And that's what my motive is. So when I hear stuff like this, I want to break generational curses. I want to help you guys break that. I don't want you to be in relationships where you feel unloved and devalued and shamed all the time. I don't want you to live in fucking fear as a woman or a man. Why do you have to walk on eggshells to be with a partner? Have you been in a domestic violence situation? Do you know what it's like to have your life on the line? I bet you don't. And if you haven't, cállate, because you would never know. I'm getting super passionate about this because, like I said, you guys, I've endured abuse. I know what it's like to deal with that. I wouldn't wish that on any woman. I wouldn't wish that on my enemy. That's how bad it is, because it takes years to heal from it. You're scared, you're paranoid, you don't even understand what it does, you guys. And it makes me so emotional because I care about men and women's well-being and I want them to be happy. But this type of stuff, y'all, this is going to put us in harm's way. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all, but a lot of y'all don't need podcasts. If you're not going to educate people with facts and help people with mental health and literally try to stop the gender wars, why do you even have a podcast? You're only keeping the chaos going, all because you want drama and views. But these are people's lives at stake. You see what I'm saying? I just think it's childish now, you guys. But I will say this. There's only one podcast I recommend to you guys, and it's To Be Better Podcast. And they are a beautiful couple who are happily married. If you want advice on things, you should listen to people who are happily married. Not Sprinkle, who's garbage. Not these type of people. Not negative people. You need to be listening to somebody who's going to teach you healthy habits, you guys, who doesn't have a vindictive mindset and who has been through things. When people have been through things, they can teach you because they have been through those darkest moments, and they can help you make sure you don't get in that dark moment. Does that make sense? So y'all are out here watching people like this. I can't watch these podcasts no more. I'm sorry. I know my friend sends me these clips, but they're getting to the point where it's so toxic, you guys. It's sad. And I'm so shocked nobody said anything. I would have been over there like trying to defend women who have gotten abused. I hope you know there's a woman every single day who loses her life to abuse. You know that, right? There's a woman every single day who gets killed because of a man. Do you know that, right? I watched a thing where a woman got attacked by her husband, and she passed away, you guys, because he hit her too hard in the head. So like I said, why would I encourage this behavior? Why? Y'all might think I'm misogynistic and hate women. I don't. I don't want women to get hurt. That's sad, you guys. Like I said, let's do better, you guys, and really try to help people, or just cut the mics. Because at this point, if you're not going to be helping the world and doing God a favor, just stop. Because right now, the bar is low and we're in hell at this point. Because Jesus, you guys, I'm so shocked to even see people on podcasts. Like, I would have never aired this if it was me, because I would have been so pissed off that people were talking like that. Wow. And these people want to say they're high value men. You're not a high value man if you're pounding on a woman. And if you cheat on a woman, you're not high value. You're just a piece of scum.